Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm your host. My Splinterlands in-game name is Axler Twinblade. I'm known here on YouTube and Twitch as nfoGuides or nfoGuides, and a lot of people know me for some of the tools I make for Splinterlands called Barons Toolbox. So welcome, everybody. How are you doing today? Okay, so what I want to cover in this video is how everyone feels right now. Splinterlands is a great risk. Risk of failing, risk of just everything. People are very fearful. Well, a lot of people are very fearful of how everything's going right now. And a lot of times we call it by them spreading salt or the salt mines. So I want to take that and look at the other perspective. While there appears to be great risk to some, there's also a huge benefit right now in the game for anybody looking to come into Splinterlands. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few things. What I would like to point out, first and foremost, is yes, all the card prices are, as low as we've ever seen them. So I'm going to ask everybody to take a step back. Don't think about what you currently own. Don't think about your current standings in the game. Put on a new pair of shoes as if you are a TCG player looking for a game to play. And in the Web3 space, you might be willing to give it a try. Well, right now, Splinterlands, the pricing of these cards is very, very low. For a lot of people, this is scary. But from the perspective of a brand new player, this is really good. It lets them come in, and if they see cards here, now it's easy to look at the common cards and say, oh goodness, yeah, it's a penny. But those cards aren't that useful. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and flip the tables here. Let's look only at the legendary cards. So they don't get these as ghost cards. They don't get these as any playable starter card, but they could come in and relatively cheaply. They could buy for $5. They could get the first 6 of these for $5. And you're talking gives them a legendary in each color right off the bat. $5 of investment. Well, I won't call it an investment. But you put those 5 legendaries with a starter deck, and all of a sudden, that account can do a lot more than an account without those legendary. So from that perspective, it is a good time for a new player to actually get into Splinterlands. Now, they have to feel the game has a future. They have to feel the game is fun. They also have to feel that the roadmap the game is on is going in a direction they want. And I know that's not the case for some of us, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be for all of us. But this is, again, from the perspective of a brand new user just looking for a new TCG they might be interested in, and they're looking at Splinterlands. Now, for those of us that did buy in, that have put assets into this game, that have put our dry powder into this game, I know there's the concern of, well, everything is so far down from where it was. The world's crashing. The game's going belly up. They're going to rug pull, whatever you want to call it. Pause. Take a breather from the fear, and let's kind of look at it as the same opportunity for new players is around for those of us that are willing to, in crypto terms, diamond hands hold or hodl. So let's take an example of my own. If we look at when Chaos Legion first came out, I really wanted to get my Oceanus card, Jin Oceanus, maxed out and I needed 2 more copies. They were selling at the time for $40 a copy. Yeah, that's right. 40 bucks a copy, and I bought 2 of them. So I spent $80 US on 2 copies of Jin Oceanus. So if we look at this, when we come over here, right now, Jin Oceanus is selling for 83 cents. If I were to take $80 and divide that by, we'll say 90 cents, that means right now for that same $80, if I had that dry powder, I could buy another 88 Jin Oceanus cards. But here's the fear, and here's the great risk. I'm dollar cost averaging because I feel the game has a bright future ahead of it. While times are rough now, if we say, okay, let's say I did this. So now I got 88 cards sitting here, and then let's add the 2 cards. So we'll say a total of 90 cards for $160. So now, if you look at it from this perspective, if you have 160 cards, divide that by, sorry, did that backwards. If you have 90 cards divided by 160, or did I do that backwards? Did that backwards. $160 divided by 90 cards. That means each card now that I own, I will have only paid $1.70 for it. So that dollar cost averaging of Oceanus would mean that he only has to regain up to $2, and I could start selling them for a profit. Which would include the 2 that I bought for $40 each. And I'm not a huge financial person here, so this is not financial advice in any way. I'm just referring to, if we look at it from this perspective, okay, so each one becomes worth $1.77, but why would you buy that many more? The reason you would buy it is for the opportunity of, we've got things, we have a roadmap in front of us, and we know what's coming out. Yes, we don't know when, we know of the delays, but if we just simply look at it as, if you can financially afford it, you have the dry powder, in other words, all your bills are paid, you know, all the food is on the table, you can look at this as a chance to go ahead and use some of your dry powder, buy some of these really cheap cards. Yeah, a lot of people will tell you they're overprinted. They are right now, but we know in the next month we have potential for a few things. We'll say 2 months. In the next 2 months, we have a potential for tower defense to come out, which at some point is going to allow us to stake cards on towers. So some of these cards will remove themselves from circulation, and most likely, if they're leveled up cards, they'll do better when staked on towers. And then we have land, and we know all about land and leveling up cards. So a lot of this circulation in cards are going to be burned, or as I like to say, melted down into higher levels. So there's less circulating, more of them at higher levels, but then all of them get locked up into land and tower defense. If you were to latch onto these right now for 83 cents, do you feel in 2 to 3 months, I think Oceanus in 2 to 3 months is going to be back up above $1.50. It's a guess. I'm not reading any charts, so don't take my word on that. I'm just guessing. Because I feel this game has great opportunities in front of it. I don't think the game is going to go under. Splinterlands is not going to do a rug pull. They've been around for 5 years. They do a town hall meeting virtually every week. And I know right now the actual town hall is going to every other week, but really they're doing every week. Just the off week won't have as much of the dev team. it will just be kind of a open discussion forum. And a couple years ago, that's how a lot of the town halls were anyway. Is yes, they went into the discussions with the team, but that was a lot shorter, and there was a lot more of just the Q&A from the community. A team that does that isn't going to rug pull. So that gives me confidence. I really like the gameplay, even ranked battles, even against bots. I like the play. Now the bots beat me up just like everybody else. You know, it's fair. And so I like the fact that we know they're going to make attempts to ban bots from Modern. I'm not naive to think that it will work 100% day one, but I have a positive feeling because they're going to attempt some measures. That's good. Land's coming out. That's good. Tower defense is coming out. That's good. Then you've got SPS staking versus combat power. I see this as a good measure. So overall, even though I look at the value of my current assets, everything is down as far as a dollar amount goes. If I take a step back and look at, do I think there's a lot of good things coming out for this game? Yes, I think there's a lot of good things coming out for the game. They're not here yet. But that means it's a great time for a new player to come into the game. And in my opinion, it's a great time, if you've got dry powder, to start buying up some of these assets. We know we're in a bear market. You're never going to know where the bottom of the bear market is. If you wait until you 100% know that you've switched from bear to a bull market, you're going to miss out. You're going to miss on the greatest potential for profit is if you buy going down the hill, so to speak, as the bear market's going, dollar cost average down here, what I believe we're pretty much at a bottom. If we dollar cost average right now, when this bull run starts, is Oceanus ever going to be a $40 card again? Probably not. I don't see that. But if I can buy some up right now, bring my average down, do I think he might be worth up to $10 card again? A year and a half from now? Yeah, I could see that. And if I can get my dollar cost average, down to $1.70 or lower, all of a sudden I get a lot more reward later on. So that's what I am meaning by this video. Is some people feel it's great risk. I feel it's just a nature of one aspect to play this game, or not. How can I say? It's just one aspect. Right now, if you spend $5, you can get 20 times easily the amount of cards right now than you could 6 months ago. Oceanus is an extreme case for me. You know, I spent $80 then, got 2 cards. If I did the $80 right now, I could get 80 cards. I mean, it goes a lot further right now than it did then. So I know on the title of the video, I put 20x your buying power. What I'm just trying to point out is anything you can put in right now has huge potentials in the future. If you're not everybody has the same financial situation. So let's say you can only afford $3 a week. Tops. That's okay. Again, look at these legendaries. Do you think you could buy a couple of these each week while they're low, and then turn around when they get more profitable, and you might be able to turn a nice profit for yourself? Because to that person that may only be able to afford $3, if you can double your earnings in 3 months, I think you would see that as, that's huge. You know, Same with, you've got the whales in the game. They're doing that same thing, but they're doing it with just larger buckets of money. They're just buying thousands. But again, when they can and the market goes up, they're then earning thousands. So with the great risk of buying at the bottom of a market, there is potential for huge rewards. When I started, Untamed was blowing up, and there were whales in the game that became millionaires. But those people became millionaires because they bought into the game when it was alphas, only like 100 people playing the game, and they were buying up these things. And back then you could say the game didn't look like it had much of a future. I think the original cards didn't even have abilities on them when they originally sold. They took that risk. They withstood the bear market of their time. Untamed came out and we hit that bull run. Everything spiked. They became millionaires. I feel for myself, there's an opportunity here for us to have that same kind of future. Maybe not a millionaire, but if I can take what assets I have now and walk out of the door with a 10x on whatever I can put in right now, I will be ecstatic. I think that's the best thing about Web3 games in general. And because I have confidence in what's coming in the future for Splinterlands, I feel Splinterlands is a place that you will have great rewards if you are able to withstand the bear, withstand the salt, and just breathe. Focus on what can you do. Don't focus on what's already happened. Just focus on the future. And if you sell everything off, you lock in your losses. So hold on to everything. And as this roller coaster starts to go back up, even if it's a slow hill upwards, you're still going to be able to reap the rewards. Anyhow, thanks for listening in. This is my 2 cents. I would love for you guys to leave any feedback or comments down below. Where do you think I'm wrong? Where do you think it's going? What's your opinions? If you differ than me, I would love to hear your feedback. Leave your comments below. Please hit the like button and, hit the bell icon, subscribe, do all those fun things. Help this video and my other content to be found easily in YouTube, and as well, you can get the alerts sooner. So thank you, everybody. That's the 2 cents I wanted to say here is you got to go through the fight in order to win the gold at the other side. And right now, we're in the fight. But I believe, we'll come out on top. So thank you, everybody. Have a good one. Until next time.